Oh.
All right, TLA class of 2017. Welcome to our first prep. My name's Luke. If you don't know me by now, just get up. I'm really excited to kick off this prep because it's like our first prep of the year, the Labor Day prep. And I remember going to my first Labor Day prep 4 years ago now. This is my fourth round for TLA, and it was nothing like this. This is the group of people we have here. I'm incredibly excited. You know, they say what you appreciate appreciates, and I appreciate what Mr. Gamboa has done to this division, what's happened to it since we've gone through a lot since I started, since a lot of us have been here, and this is just so exciting. I have goosebumps up here looking at this. It's pretty cool. So, you know, we were just talking about tempo. We were just talking about important ways to start off the meeting. I'm really excited for you guys as TLA members to come up through this culture and come up through what's about to go down. In our next level group session, we just went over what's going to happen in every prep and what we're going to be going over every single time. And I am stoked. You guys are going to be the highest trained. Who here has ever seen the hashtag United Trained? A few of you. Okay, so this is where that begins. Is United Trained begins right now. You guys have the honor and the privilege of coming under higher training. You have the honor and the privilege of coming into a division that's on fire right now with a culture that's on fire. That's all thanks to our leader, Mr. Jeff Gamboa. So with a ton of energy, with a ton of tempo, with a ton of enthusiasm, let's welcome up Mr. Jeff Gamboa.
I thought this was college football. Sorry. Raise your hand if you know sports.
Sports!
Hey, a third. We're getting better. We're getting better. So technology is crazy because in the room here we have roughly just shy of 40.
400.
400. We have 400 in this room. But we are virtually broadcasting to Connecticut, broadcasting to all different parts of Florida, up and down the East Coast, California, a couple of you, the island of Puerto Rico. I mean, we're broadcasting Florida United. We are live for TLA Prep #1, and I'm super excited to kick things off here. I first want to start off by, of course, saying that we're going to start and be 100% engaged. How engaged? 100%. And if you've been to one meeting, you've heard it every single time. Who knows why I start with this every single time? What do I want to do? If you're first year, first time TLA, why do I start with this every damn meeting? Raise your hand if you've seen that. You go, oh yeah, that's every damn meeting. If you're, who trained with me? Your first 3 days, this is the first slide I put up. Why? Why? Okay.
Because the more energy you give,
Okay, so I'm setting up you guys to give me energy. It's also like from public speaking. What did we learn about with the crowd beforehand? What do you want? Remember, it's from COC. What are some of the important factors of this is public speaking, right? I'm speaking to more than one person. So what am I doing?
Sectioning.
Okay, sectioning, but just from this standpoint, what am I doing? I'm creating connection and making sure that you guys are engaged. How engaged? 100%. So #1, seeking best practices. Today, you are going to get overload, first years, overload on, your brain is going to explode today. The key is to take the matter, brain matter, all over splattered on the wall, take it back when you go home, you debrief, and you put it back together, and your brain's more powerful. That's essentially how the first prep is. Raise your hand if you're a next level member. Remember the first prep? Remember how overwhelming and fun at the same time it was? How excited you were for you don't even know what the hell what? And then you realize that it was a lot harder, then you got not as excited, then you got past that point, D1, D2, you remember that. Gamboa update. There's a new Gamboa. Not mine. That's not, we're going to the regular order. We're going to go the regular order here first. But my sister, baby sister and only sister, just went through labor on Labor Day weekend. So not even 24 hours ago, Ryan Caesar Walsh, the mixture of a both white and Filipino person, is now born. 7 pounds, 7 ounces. That's my brother-in-law, Billy. That's my sister. And she called me up. We were going to go visit on Saturday just for a quick hello. And she FaceTimed me. I said, hey, what's up? She goes, oh, yeah. I said, do you mean to pick up peanut butter cake for Billy? Because that's peanut butter cake. Does mom need something? She goes, no, I'm going to the hospital. I'm going into labor. It's like a movie. The water broke in the car. It was like a movie. She said, oh, no, I'm okay. I'm fine. She called the doctor. I mean, it was like a movie, and it was awesome. And it was awesome. True story, we were in the VIP, I guess, hospital room that they had for her because of my dad's status as a doctor. She had VIP treatment, and they walked in. Long story short, the nurse was helping, and we were all building rapport. And her kids sold Cutco. Awesome. And she, of course, had to pull a Cutco joke. I won't go there, but she did. And this is up close. Little Orion with big eyes, big beady eyes. So that's a new thing here with us. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we can clap for them. I got something for you. Oh, sorry. Got the fish. Change is hard in the beginning, okay? Messy in the middle, but glorious at the end. And I think starting prep and TLA prep that way, I guess it's missing the last part. Change is hard in the beginning. It's messy in the middle. And could I have maybe Miss Reed? Could you be Miss Picture Taker? Because on TLA, I trust you for this one. Okay, very important assignment here. So I think you can take notes and do it at the same time. Cool with that?
Yeah.
Change is hard in the beginning, messy in the middle, but glorious at the end. Don't let these buttoned up branch managers, next level members, pilot sales manager, 3-time branch manager, Spartan leader of the championship record-breaking Metro Miami office fool you that that's how they all started. Don't let Brandon Denny, who just ran his 2nd branch, fool you. Don't let Jackson here, who just ran the number 11 branch in the whole company, fool you. It's all lies. Don't let Luke, pilot sales manager of the $1 million summer Fort Lauderdale office, fool you. It was messy in the beginning, messier in the middle. Right? They say hard in the beginning. It was messy for several of us in the beginning. So you're going to go through a lot of emotions today, and I want to prep you that it's all normal, and it's going to be awesome. I also want to prep you on fish. Okay? Being the big fish in a little pond, there's something to be said about that. And what do I mean by big fish in a little pond? Well, we're not Google. We're not Apple. Those companies could write a check for a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of their overall revenue and buy our whole company without even thinking about it. Am I right? I think Apple has more cash than the government. I'm not even joking. It's up there. And they could write a check for what do we sell in a year? $250 to $300 million, and whatever they would have to pay out Jim Stitt, the president CEO, to buy out Cutco, buy all the factory workers out. They could buy out the company. Think, yeah, let's just do that for fun. Oh, that only mirror company, let's buy that one. So we're not the ocean of companies. Would you agree with that? You guys understand what I'm saying? We're not an ocean as a company. We might not even be a lake in corporate America. I think we're a pond right now. $250 million a year, we might be a pond. Some of you come from families where your family businesses do more than Cutco. A couple of you, or the lineage of your family. But what I'm saying is, when you're a big fish in a little pond, that's really exciting. And sometimes it's better to be the head of the mouse than to be the tail of the lion. Think about that for a second. If there's a light bulb, let me know. Sometimes it's better to be the head of the mouse than the tail of the lion. Any light bulbs on that? Yes? No? What does that mean? Well, it means that, yeah, you might be a mouse in vector marketing. It's not Google, and we're not selling billions and billions of dollars worth of revenue, but we're selling $250 million of the world's finest, by the way. And what we get here and who you can become here and your role here, you can drive the bus here instead of sitting in the back here. How many of you already feel like in your office you're at the front of the bus? Most of you. Think of all the people that said they were going to get into TLA that aren't here. We also know this story from my family, and it's funny because I went home on Saturday and we did blood pressure. I lost. Second place. Okay, but you know the blood pressure story. Without telling the whole story, what's the blood pressure story? What's the lesson and what's the gist of the story? Who can tell me? If you don't know the story, then you haven't been paying attention. Moise, what was the gist of the story? Be consistent. Why? Because it's not what you ate last night, the Chinese food, Billy. It's not the Chinese food that's going to show up 130 over 80. That's not good. That's too high. It's what you've been eating for the past few months. So consistency is key. What affects later? Right now. What affects your summer 18? Right now. What affects 19? Right now. Everything we're doing today. We are doing now what others won't. This is a quote from every prep. We're doing now what others won't, so we can do this summer what others can't. At the end of a college, we can be doing what other people can. I know some of your friends are on the boat right now, partying, having fun. I have 3 friends call me from the boat. So where are you at? Working. And I wouldn't have it any other way on the first prep of TLA. It's exciting. If you're Spanish and you speak Spanish, you understand. My first, you guys know the story, my first time running Puerto Rico for a meeting, super new to the territory. I walk in, I'm still brushing up. My Spanish still isn't even that good now, but back then, you can imagine. And I was walking around and I was saying, hey, good luck, hey, good luck. Hey, good luck today, senor, good luck. I knew senor, senorita, that's it. Senor, good luck, good luck. And Miguel Hernandez stops, he goes, Jefe, no! I said, no, Jefe. He goes, not, and I was saying suerte, right? But good luck and whatever in Spanish. He said, no, you say éxito. I said, why? What does that mean? He said, éxito means success because you got it already. You got this. Don't worry, success. And that's what I want to say to all of you today. No matter how jacked up you think your standing in TLA is, and some of you have a really jacked up standing already 2 weeks into it. Some of you have already put your matrix down score so low in 2 weeks, but ready? At least you're in on the bus. You might be in the back of the bus, but you're at least on the bus. I can't even tell you how many mishaps and catastrophes and emergencies have happened in the last 24 to 48 hours magically before the prep starts. How magic is that? But that's always the case. And now with three times the size of the division, we have just as many problems. But ready? Remember when it gets tough, éxito. You guys got this. Really important. The #1 company for students. For sure, we are the #1 company for students. We have a chance to impact people. And I feel like I have a really big responsibility here on this first prep, because what we're doing is we're impacting the future. Some of you are going to be very prominent doctors and lawyers and politicians and leaders in your community and business owners and family members. And you're going to go back to what you did in college. You're going to go back through college and think about all the things you did. And in Jackson, you ran your first branch office in Treasure Coast. Long time ago, way back in the day in 2017. You're going to say that one day. That's weird. And some of you have already started your first collegiate cut track. And how many of you remember this slide? Here's what's really cool. You're already on to the next step as of today. Cool. Let's see this again. This is really eerie, interesting, and crazy. You are now no longer new. All but 4 months into the company. Who says that? We do. 4 months into the company, you've been able to earn a spot into the largest college student development program in North America that recruits the most college students in North America for the most recognized college student company in North America. You've already accomplished what so many people talked about. There was a lot of talk all summer. You know how many people I interviewed with that told me they would be here and they are not here? Where are you? I'm not hating. I'm just saying. I'm not hating. I'm just saying. You guys have done a lot, but you should know that. And a third of you are coming into this right now, and I know you are. You're wondering, God, I don't even know if I should be here. That's normal. You always have to have that in our group. And then some of you are here, next level group. We're ready, we're excited, and we're leading the way, and everyone's in between. You are now preparing for summer 2, earning a spot to be a manager. And the best people are going to build a bridge. And then some of you will do it again and learn to grow a business or come back and sell full-time as a CSP and take that branch experience. We don't know which one yet. You don't need to know. And what's really cool is when you graduate, you might have a chance to be what we call a 5-star recruit. How many of you have said, thought, written down, or planned that term more than you ever thought you would ever this summer? 5-star. How many of you feel like you're focused on being in TLA because you want to be a 5-star recruit? That's the thing you're clear on. Am I right? You might not know what office, when, what summer. You might not know what position, when, or who, with who, or where, or why. But what you'll know is to be a 5-star. And that's all we need you to know at this point. Being a 5-star recruit, when you graduate, everyone wants you in their business. Everyone wants you, including us. There are a couple of you, we are courting you hard to stay here after college for the next at least 3 years to build a business. Why? Because you're a 5-star recruit. We really believe that. Or we feel like we can give you more experience and you're not a 5-star recruit yet, but we still want you here. Think about that for a second. Any light bulbs? Okay. So before we start, we're not going to do the whole group, otherwise this could take us till probably 2 o'clock. But I do want to do quick random, what you appreciate. So if I call on you, I'd like to know what you're grateful for. What do you appreciate? Gustavo, what do you appreciate?
Grit.
Grit. Like,
Not grits, grit.
grit. Well, you know my humor. Okay. Brandon Denny, what do you appreciate?
I appreciate my family and the opportunity to be surrounded by high level people.
Yeah. Look around. You're surrounded by people just like you, already better than you. We're all going to help grow. Ronald, what do you appreciate? Yes, me too. Francisco, all the way from Puerto Rico. What do you appreciate?
I appreciate just being here and the pilot for the first time and Antoine's family for taking me.
Yeah.
Ms. Mura, what do you appreciate? Good. I appreciate all of you virtually who are watching and growing through the World Wide Web. I appreciate all of you. Right now I'm looking directly at Kevin Shan. I can see his face. I see Marty Grady Jr.
Yeah.
What's up, Vandy? Tyler Condon, what do you appreciate?
Another round of TLA.
Another round of TLA. Chase Winston, what do you appreciate?
The opportunity to be here.
You're here. That's what I care about right now. Karina Marquez Sterling, you've watched since 2010 when Florida Caribbean started, and now we're Florida United. And last year at this meeting, we had 17 live here. A third of this room was TLA last year. And now we're packed. We accepted 42 total last year. We accepted 101 this year. And they're all over 10K, all over $10,000. What do you appreciate?
Appreciate that there's really
I appreciate there's no room. I appreciate that it's packed. I appreciate it. Luke, what do you appreciate?
I appreciate the Gainesville squad making it down. Love that. And I also appreciate Zoom.
Zoom is cool.
Zoom is cool.
I think I muted all of you, but let's pick random here. Andrew Evans in Tallahassee, what do you appreciate? Let me see you here. I might have muted you. Hold on. I did unmute you. Go ahead. I can hear you.
Still muted.
Oh, I still muted. Well, one sec. Let me turn my music off. One sec.
It's your computer?
It's my music.
Computer? Oh,
Hold on.
the computer.
Can you hear me now? One more time.
Hear me?
There you go.
There you go.
What do you appreciate?
Yes. There's an echo.
It's okay.
Is there a major echo for you?
Yeah, wait. There's no echo anymore.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I said I appreciate just the first TLA prep. I appreciate being able to see all the reps from our office. Now almost all split up into entirely different locations, but all still here and trekking away.
It's exciting. Mr. Michael Bromwitz over in Clearwater. You've got a crew. Can I see your crew, Andrew? Can you show me real quick?
Yeah.
What do we got over there? That crew. Mr. Michael Bromwitz. Can we hear from you?
Yes.
There you are. No? No? Okay. It's not working, but that's okay. We'll try Josie Dacko. Can you hear us? Unmute you.
Hello.
There she is.
I appreciated being in South Carolina, but still being able to tune in virtually and see everyone and learn new stuff.
I appreciate the tapestry on your wall. Look at that. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to go back here. That is exciting. Tapestry. I'm all about tapestry. A few more comments here. United Train. Please write that down because that's going to mean something way more as we go year in year through TLA. United Train. You know, when you run a branch office or you're an assistant manager, or you're a CSP, you're a pilot sales manager, maybe you become a district manager, and they say, wow, how are you so successful? Jeremy Williams, what are you doing to get your office to do that? Why are you recruiting so much? How did you learn to get your reps to sell so much? And you just say, I was United trained. It'll be like saying, oh, well, I went to Harvard. People just shut up afterwards. Man, what outstanding scores. Well, I went to Harvard. Oh, okay. And some people say arrogant. Some people say, well, yeah, I went to Harvard. I had a great education there. People will know what it means when you say I was United trained years from now. And I take a lot of pride in what that's going to mean. Summer 17. Ready? Think about it. I'll give you 10 seconds, 15 seconds. You can post online if you need to. I want you to think about big moments that defined summer 17 in Cutco for you? As a division, as a united division, what are some highlights and things that stand out? And I'll start with one to keep things rolling. I think of DDJ. Doing the doing the job. Okay? Give me some other summer 17 moments. What stands out? What defines, what do you think of when you think of summer 17? I think of that mighty Spartan cheer that always shook the room every time. It shook the room every time. I think of that video. Push your lose on Fisher Island. What else? Help me out here. What else do you think about when you think of summer 17? Go ahead.
Breaking records.
What's that? Breaking records. I think of that too. $1 Million Summer. What else? Lewis.
Motivation within the push.
Motivation and the push and the alliance meetings and wanting to quit and hating fill in the manager's name. Luke. And then loving Luke when you're on stage or hitting your goal, or even if you didn't hit your goal, the process. What else stands out when you think of this summer? Go ahead.
Hitting your goal for the season.
That's right, Marcel, and winning. And winning.
Yeah.
This case, winning in this case. New circles of influence. Oh, those Fort Lauderdale guys. Now it's, oh, can't wait to see Fort Lauderdale. Or maybe. What is this? Yeah, adversity. Some of you have never had anything hard in your life, and I know for a fact, third of you. Welcome to reality.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to fall on your face and go, man, that was hard as hell. And I did hit my goal. And I was going to sell 12, and I sold 4, some of you. No. Luke.
I think of SC1 and the caliber of people we had there was.
I think of SC1 being bonkers when Scott Dennis was there. Who was at SC1, by the way? Seems like forever, doesn't it? Doesn't SC2 seem like a long time ago?
Yeah.
Doesn't the W Hotel seem like a long time ago? Remember the first time you heard Despacito?
Oh my God.
Other 2017. What else? When you think of 2017, summer 17, what else do you think of? What stands out? Go ahead.
The greatest comeback victory story ever.
Yeah, comeback story. What else? Jeremy.
When they tried to get that 100K a week and sold 18.
In the pilot, when it was Monday and we weren't at 100K and we were kind of giving up on our goal, and then out of nowhere we came with this fury, and we still missed our goal, but not for lack of effort. It completely changed the whole team. That 1 6-hour period. What a great prep the next day that I heard about. What else?
9 p.m. phone jams.
What's that?
9 p.m. phone jams.
9 p.m. phone jams, pushing for customers. Bus rides with sales on the bus. How much did we? I don't even know how much we sold on the bus.
Over 30K.
$30,000 we sold on a bus. Magic bus ride
Bus
indeed.
and lobby. Bus and lobby.
You know, some offices don't sell 30 grand for the summer. Our team on a bus sold 30 grand. It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot. Raise your hand if you've had a TLA moment. I'm going to talk about what a TLA moment is for a second. A TLA moment is when you're at school and you're around other people who maybe aren't Cutco trained. And you go, man, this is a TLA moment. When you start seeing friends freak out over X, Y, and Z, and you go, what? You go, that's a TLA moment. When you go to your professor says you're going to want to keep things organized in a planner, and everyone freaks out, and you go, here's mine. It's a TLA moment. TLA moment is when you go and you realize, you know what? I haven't even started Cutco through college, but damn, I'm already seeing positive results and how I'm separating myself in a respectful and positive way. Raise your hand if you've had some TLA moments. Moises, give me one TLA moment at FIU.
I mean, I used to hate to read, and I didn't really read the whole entire book that I was supposed to read. Now I'm
So I hated reading. Now because it's associated with personally growing myself and being better. I love it. It's a TLA moment. Give me some other TLA moments, Kate. All my friends, raise your hand. Raise your hand if all your friends talk about $10 like it's $5,000.
Yeah.
And we'll learn to manage money through this. Go ahead, Marcel.
In my business class, I was in Ron's. I spoke to my professor because I don't know anyone in Ron's. When I started talking to him about the job that I did over the summer, he was impressed.
Yeah. Has anyone talked to someone who didn't know about Cutco or did know about Cutco? You told them you did it and they were super impressed? Other TLA moments. Francisco, this is round 2.
One time in a class last semester that I took out my planner to just check something, and everyone like freaked out, and no one knew why I had a planner.
Like, what is that? What is that you pull out? It's called a planner. Yeah.
All my friends sleep until like 2 p.m. every day, and they wonder why I'm up making breakfast and doing stuff.
And they think it's foreign that you're up before 10 or 11. It's crazy to them. How many of you have already pulled off the I've accomplished more by noon than my friends the whole day?
Yeah.
I'm serious. That's a TLA moment. And ready? You haven't even done the job for more than 4 or 5 months yet. You haven't even intentionally gone through TLA. Because I want you to ask and make smart business decisions. Because when we're done with you, you're all going to be smart business people, for sure, for sure. And when we're done with you, there'll be 3 things you'll be excellent at and continue to want to grow in. Number 1 is your personal skills, personal self-development. We're going to talk about managing your emotions. We're going to talk about stress management. We're going to talk about fitness levels and energy levels. It's standard and cool here at TLA. And then anyone took a sneak peek at the syllabus? It's cool, expected, and driven here in our culture that you're the fittest you've ever been, at least attempting that. That you're the most organized you've ever been. That you're the most, I guess, the happiest you've ever been. That's required here by your job. Your job. Your germ. Your Steve Jobs. Let Giovanni post that one time. Giovanni, side note, we were talking about when I kicked that one person off the gunner group and you went goner. That's one of my favorites. Professional. How about financial? Every meeting, we're going to talk about money. Why? Because money is important. It's not the most important thing, but you need it. You need to learn how to master money. We're going to master the money game here in TLA faster than all of your peers. You know why? Because most of your peers are going to learn about money when they have problems with it. Most, not all. Or after college, or when they start to learn about credit score and it's already ruined after 4 years of college. I've seen that plenty of times. And you go, oh, mine's 750. Wait, what? How do you even have credit? Oh, TLA moment. Because we started talking about credit on Labor Day, my first TLA, and how to build it, the 2nd prep in October, 3rd prep in October, and since then I've been doing these things and my credit scores has gone up and up, and I'm now establishing credit that most people my age won't even get approved for. We'll talk about that. Circles of influence, you guys know that. How many of you are more wary of your circles? Way more. How many of you have been seeking more circles that you wouldn't have aggressively pursued more? With no shame. Has anyone been obnoxiously pushing to get into a circle to communicate with someone? A mentor, someone who can teach you? Has anyone been really intentional about someone that you never thought you'd pay less attention to, but you decided I'm going to pay a little less attention to? Has anyone reached out and said, you know what, I don't pay enough attention to this person, so I'm going to get more time with them? Those are great, and I do it all the time. Our president of Vector West once said this at a sales leadership conference. He said, you will typically shift the CPO of the people you talk to the most. Think about your office. Light bulb there. Let's think about your office. No names, please. No names. Think of your office, all the people in your office, and who are the ones that didn't phone jam as hard? Who are the ones you could always tell had an excuse to be late for whatever phone jam or meeting? Think about your office and think about the opposite. Think of all the 10K Alliance members and the difference. You'll typically shift the CPO of the people you associate and talk to the most. That's why right now I'm really excited to be speaking to the best, most productive sellers in Cutco right now. And I only want our division to talk about that. When you choose hard things to do, that's the most exciting thing. When you choose adversity willingly, as the fortune cookie says here, it's a virtue. You know the story behind this. It's a virtue. So you're choosing harder things. Like getting up is harder for people your age. You're choosing that. Reading books, Moises, is hard. When I was your age, I didn't want to read books at all. I love reading books now. There's only a few low percentage of people that I've met, Luke's one of them, where they came into Cutco and they like to read. And I said, I blame his dad. You'll meet his dad later. It's all his dad's fault. Okay? And as we train today, one of the things I'm most excited about is for those of you that earn one of our coveted branch opportunities. This is the most coveted experience when you do it multiple summers that our company has to offer. The ultimate experience is running a branch office. And I want to clarify this, and for first years, this is the first time you'll hear this. It is a 30 to 90 day process times 2. Here's what I mean. The first part of your branch experience is learning how to build a business. It's learning for 30 to 90 days. And I say 30 to 90 days because some people don't do it really well and they only do it for 30 days. They spend the rest of the summer selling with their team to create profit. Meaning a business didn't get started off the right way, so they're doing everything they can to stay profitable. But some do it for 90 days. Or in the case of Metro Miami, 120 days, all the way through. Where you're a business person, you're a businessman, businesswoman. Now, I want to show you a really old school picture. This is one of the first teams that went out and ran. This was the 2010 Florida Caribbean, the first division I took over in Florida, Cutco team. There's some faces that aren't here anymore. Jessica Pereira. This is Carlos Cordero as a pilot salesman. Here's Carlos. Okay. This is Kathy Vasquez. She's now a division manager in Texas. Say prayers for them, obviously. They're recovering, right? This is Miguel Hernandez who said, "No jefe, éxito." That's Miguel Hernandez. This is Grace Velez running her branch office. This is Karina eating Jessica. Eating her head. How far we've come. Because in 30 to 90 days, as a branch manager, you're going to learn to develop a team. How about this old school? This is Karina Marquez running her team meeting as a college student at FIU. Right, actually right next door. You brought your team up and she ran the team meeting. Look at that. Code Red meeting. Get it? Code Red. Or you're Jessica Perez and you're a rising senior at FIU, about to finish up your dual master's at University of Miami, and you're running the #1 branch office in the company at the time. And then you go to a conference and your office looks like this as a college student branch office. And then I could also insert the Metro Miami team now, which is triple the size of that. It's an exciting experience. No matter how much time or how many times Andrew Evans has done this, I promise you, it never gets old when you get on stage and you do Spartans, what is your profession? And it gets louder every year. I promise you that doesn't get old. It doesn't get old for me. It's not my office. Just watching, listening, watching the other offices go, what's that? 30 to 90 days. And then the second part of the branch experience, it's really cool. Then you get to lead your team. Then you get to lead your troops in the battle of the field. You take all the people that you train and you do what got you that spot in TLA and you sell Cutco. You go out there and you do demos, but now you have a team of people who only know Cutco because of you, who are trained from you. Yes, this is a picture live from the Washington Post in 2009. The Washington Post did an article on the best summer job for a college student. And this is one of our, at the time, one of our students from the Virginia division. Was in the Washington Post. And you do appointments, but right next to you have all your reps watching you. How many of you branches have taken your reps field training and they watch you close the sale and they go, wow, and that's your rep. It's exciting. And what I love is the race at the end. The race to Germany in this year's case. The race to trophies, the race to awards, the race to getting that recommendation on your LinkedIn from Scott Dennis by finishing your summer strong. You see, branch is about helping people achieve goals. Branch is about you building a business. Branch is about you leading by example. That's what branch is about. It's really exciting. Any light bulbs on that? So I know whatever I covered, I know can go directly into whatever business you want to run, whatever profession you want to have, whatever vocation you see yourself doing, I know. But I want you to write this down. There are 2 objectives of branch. Number 1 is to create experience and then profit potential. The two most important objectives of branch is not to win a silver cup, because ready, every year, there's only one. Every year. They don't get 20 of them for the top 20. Jackson, you're not getting a silver cup, even though you're number 11 out of 400 plus. We're not giving him a silver. There's 1 silver cup that goes to Andrew. Last year went to Andrew. Year before that, went to Ty Greenberg. And before that, I couldn't even tell you, because it's just a trophy at the end of the day. But it represents achievement. But that's not why you branch. If you're saying, Jeff, I want to branch because I want to win the silver cup, that is sad. Now, can there be a byproduct and excitement to do it? Yes. But when you find out, when you talk to Andrew, Andrew's not driven by winning a silver cup. He can buy 10 of them if he wants right now. Like the trophies are $1,000 roughly. You can buy 10 of them, and man, let me buy 10 silver cups. Oh, I got a silver cup. Doesn't matter. It means nothing. The silver cup for him is what happened because the silver cup is what was a byproduct. And what you guys, when you go to your banquet and you hoist that silver cup in front of the whole company, you guys drink champagne from it later when I'm not around. Not that it's been done before, but if it had been.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's not the silver $1,000 trophy that's exciting. In fact, I have one. I don't even know where it is. Where is it? Oh, it's in my office. That's how important it is. I have a silver cup. I won one. I won two technically. I won an All-American scholarship, and that trophy has dust and it's out over there. I think we do drawings in the pilot. Don't we do drawings out of our silver cup for fun. It's like the Stanley Cup, and it's in the back. Why? Because it's not about living in the past. It's about where you're going. So experience, getting great experience, but also profit potential. And here's why I say profit potential, because a real business, you can lose money. And with Cutco, guess what? If you're in a real branch office, you could lose money. But what's really cool, it's really hard to lose money with a Cutco business model. It is practically impossible to lose money now in our Cutco branch business model, which is really crazy to me. The company's going to give you enough money to pay for your office and all your expenses, and all you have to do is run the damn thing. And anything you save in your startup is all for personal use and your personal bills. Or I'll teach you in the next couple of preps how to create sponsorships and startup. If you're a company, you get what's called venture capitalists to help you donate money for your business, like Uber did at one point. And these big companies donated millions and millions of dollars to start this company called Uber. Well, you're going to learn how to do that, but not millions and millions. You're just going to get anywhere between 1 to 3 months worth of food and rent. And the rest of the money you just saved at the end of the summer is still savings, and you start to invest, and you create your first retirement account. I'll let Mr. Maseka talk about that when he comes in. So by 21 years old, you will have already started a retirement account, but some people don't even start till they're 30, at 19, 20, 21. That is lit. That is a lit opportunity. Lit, yeah, that's a lit. Your first branch, you build a business. Your second branch, you grow a business. But what's really cool, the real branch experience is not running a branch once. See, running a branch once is like going to hit FSM. You hit 30-30, and you say, no, I'm done. Or you hit FSM, you hit 50% finally. Who's at 50%? Like, yeah, I'm cool, I'll stop selling now. It's not getting there that's exciting. It's what? It's after using it. Branching the first time is not what creates an unbelievable resume for Andrew Evans. What creates an unbelievable resume for Andrew Evans is growing the business, and then I put here, for now, third time, scaling a business. That's how people want to recruit you after college. And you can build, and you can grow. Now Andrew has learned how to scale. He took his from 130 to almost 300 grand branch, and then doubled that again. That's called scaling a business. And that's why Andrew Evans is a very, very sought after 5-star recruit at FSU. I have some old school pictures here, but round 2, here's some examples from the past of people that have run their second branch and the type of experience that they can have. And some of you are on here, John Heisman, there's Luke, Anthony Blake, several people, and Oscar Parada. Some of you will be branching abroad. Who speaks Spanish? Habla español. You don't know? There's going to be 3 to 7 of you that are going to go to Puerto Rico, run a kickbutt branch office in Puerto Rico. And you're going to learn how to run a business, maybe a foreign type business. Some of you want to get into international relations or international business. How about run a business, build it and scale it from zero in a different country? That's a great opportunity. This is some examples of people that have done that. And by the way, branching abroad doesn't have to be in a different country. How many of you speak English? We'll put you in Virginia, Carolina. I'm just making a joke here. Anywhere else in the East Coast. We're going to have offices. We're going to have United trained up and down the East Coast. So when we go to summer kickoff and Scott Dennis says, I would like to welcome the Virginia division, we'll have United trained up there. I want to welcome the Carolina division. Larry Manley brings up some people. We'll have United trained over there. If you're any sports fan, when you look now at all the great coaches, they all came from 2 or 3 really good coaches in the past 5 to 10 years. When you look at all the great coaches right now running great football programs, let's say it's football season, they all came from the lineage of some great managers and coaches in the past. Some of you will be exploring the district manager opportunity, a chance to create a career position for yourself. Some of you are being groomed right now. Some of you are in the process of making a decision. Ready? And I want to throw it out there because if you're a real 5-star recruit, you should entertain district. I think Luke did a great job at COC. If you're really going to become a 5-star recruit and you're done with Cutco through college, you should at least be open to it because it means you're good enough for us to want you to be there. I think that's what Luke said. And Luke even said it best. I think the best, quite possibly the best first job entry-level position at a college. Quite possibly. And I think with our BMW program, the financial model, if done right, I mean, I don't know many 23 to 26-year-olds that are making what our district managers are making, driving what they're driving, living the way they're living. And it may not be a career for most. I would say for about 70% of district managers, it's not a career. But it's a great 3 to 5 year start out of college, that's for sure. 2 words I want you to write down in the circle: funded and trained. Our best managers are the ones that are funded and trained. You want to be an assistant manager? You want to be a pilot sales manager? You want to be a district or branch manager second, third time? Whoever has the most funds, whoever has the most training, will get those opportunities. And when does that happen? In January. So from now until January, everyone is working really hard to move their matrix score. Some of you, your matrix score, we had a third of you already have a 0 for your matrix score for whatever reason because you were late. Whatever reason that is. And that can change very quickly. But if you're funded and trained, in January, we will split the TLA group into 2. It will be A squad and B squad. And A squad has the opportunity to run branch offices and be the head district office managers and the head assistant managers. And the B squad still has to continue to earn their spot for other positions. Maybe you'll end up joining, I call the bridge between sales and management. That's our CSP team. Tomorrow I'm running a TLA for CSPs, if you will. We're doing like a training, and we have Andy coming down. We have some of our Colton who burn for from Tampa. We have all the United CSPs coming together. Maybe this is the group that you end up joining. And a couple of you are going to be at that meeting as well tomorrow. And I just want to put this out there, not just for 18, but for 19. I would be really excited to see who in this room a year from now, 2 years from now, 3, 4 years from now, you don't even know it, but you'll end up being a district manager for a little bit. I think that's pretty cool. Raise your hand, and again, don't force this, but raise your hand if you never thought you would say that. But I've actually thought, and you know, Jeff, I have actually thought about being a district manager. That crosses my mind, or I want to at least have the option. I want Jeff to recruit me because I'm that good. Yeah, and that's the coolest opportunity that you have here, that within a 2 to 3 summer period, you've got an opportunity to be part of our table. Any light bulbs for anyone? Okay. They say culture eats strategy for lunch. When you have a great culture. So if someone were to ask you, if your business professor at FIU said, hey, Moises, what's the culture of your company? Right? Or the FGCU, or my FGCU guys, right? Your business professor says, Chase, Wace Chinson, what is this business culture of your company? What are some things you would say about the culture of our business, the culture of our division? Because culture is really important. Go ahead, Moises, what's the culture here?
Help students become adults.
Okay, help students grow up and become adults. What else is the culture in our company or in United? What's the culture here? Next level as well.
Self-driven.
Self-driven, teaching people and growing people to be self-driven. Go ahead.
Very self-motivated and also like team building.
Yeah, team. You can just stop right there, right? Team. Problem solvers. Sure. What else? What's the culture here? And ready? I gotta believe you know you have answers for this. It's probably what keeps you here. The you. Tyler.
It's fun.
It's fun. How many of you already had that TLA moment where someone said, wait, you said fun, but with work? And they don't, and raise your hand if they don't get it. Or they don't understand. They think it's crazy. What? Fun? Wait, you said work though. Fun? I can't wait to go to my office. What? TLA moment. What else? What else is our culture here? Go ahead. Blair. Yeah, get an experience for yourself. Go ahead. Yeah, big community, I would say. Open community. Accepting community. What else?
Money.
Money. Let's not hide that. Our students aren't broke. I think Kate talked about that. Especially the high school. That's the best. They're begging mom and dad for Chipotle money. You guys still have, some of you have $1,000 in your bank account that you're not even touching.
Team makes each other be more motivated to be better.
Yeah. Business professionals. Separation. Circles of influence. You could go on forever. See, what I found out, the way I've defined it, is that we have this infectious enthusiasm for growth and leadership. And I think if you continue to abide by that, man, what an awesome way to run a business, but to live your life and to be a student. And here, we want to teach you, in fact, the fancy term is we want to indoctrinate you how to think. That's all TLA is. Because at the end of the day, and I don't have a slide for this, there's only 2 things you can always control no matter how crappy things are or how great things are. Next level, what's the first thing you always have control over? Attitude. You always have control of your attitude. That is the worst thing that happened, or, man, that's really inconvenient. Remember that? Somebody remember that? Yeah, my car blew up in the middle of the push. Some people, it's the most horrific. They post it several times. They take a picture. I've seen that. They take a picture of their banged up car. Got into an accident today, but here it's one, oh gosh, guess I'll have to sell more knives. And people just brush that off here. Raise your hand if you've ever found yourself doing that. Yeah, attitude. You can control attitude. What can you control here? One more time. Attitude. Your attitude is important. What's the second thing we can always control? Effort. Attitude and effort. If you don't have that in your notes, that might be the most important thing I teach you today. We want to teach you how to think so you have the right attitude and then teach you about effort. You can always control that. Raise your hand if you didn't have the push you wanted, SC2. Did not. But you always had control of your actions, your attitude, and your effort. We want to teach you, and I think Antoine said this earlier, we don't want you to be what I think a lot of people are, especially your age, is that when problems come up, they magnify the problems, they post it, they want everyone to see the problems, and they tag everyone to see their problems, and then they talk about the problems again, and they're talking their problems to make them worse. They're problem magnifiers. Or the other one, my favorite, is the ones that sweep it under the rug. Oh, well, you know, money, I just, you know, I don't talk about money. Well, at some point, it's going to kick your ass later. At some point, not eating healthy is going to come back to you. At some point, there's things you sweep under the rug. Here in TLA, here in United, we don't do that. You see that? Here it's different. Here, it's really important. Here, when you go into the ocean of challenge that life is, there are people who, oh my gosh, everything's so hard. Raise your hand if you've met some people at school already where everything is so hard. And it's harder than it really is, but everything is so hard. It's super hard. Super dramatic. Okay? With TLA, you learn to just swim in that same hectic ocean. TLA, United Train, you swim calm, cool, and collected. And once you've done it a couple of summers in a row, you're just chilling. It's no big thing. Straight chilling in the water. While everyone else is freaking out, you're doing this in the same ocean. That's United Train. That's what TLA does for you. Here's what I can also say. You don't need to know your future. You don't need to know your career right now at this meeting. There are 3 of you where I think you spend so much time, 4 of you have spent so much time, what am I going to do? Where am I going to be next year? Hey, connect the dots later. In fact, I think Steve Jobs said that several times. Connect the dots later. You don't know where it's all going to end up. But just make sure you're on the right path with a lot of good people. And I think that's one of the things that keeps me here. I still like who I'm with, who I work for, and who I work with. And that really keeps me here for a long time, at least for the time being. See, TLA is also a mirror, and sometimes it's not always good what you see, but at least we put the mirror up versus some of your friends. No, but you do look great. Right? The worst friends are the ones that lie to you. The best friends are the ones that say, oh, let's talk. I think you sounded really bad there. Tristan, I love you, and you were terrible. I didn't like that. That's the best. You want that friend forever. What Moises? Hey. You want that friend. And you have ready 80 of them here through the internet. Next level members, I want to say thank you for your time and attention through TLA and all the things that we're doing. A players, those of you that got invited to the A player gathering or have been getting A player messages, it's not assumed for the next prep, so always work hard to get invited. And if you didn't get invited to A player, work hard to get invited. It means you're going to get extra attention and you're in that special club, so to speak. So thank you to those guys. I put this in a message to our district manager candidates. We provide business experiences faster than some of you even grow up personally. Today, you're going to hear from Luke's dad about things that some people don't even know about until they're married and have a house and have kids with regards to money. And it's normal to talk about that here where some of you haven't even turned 21 yet. Far from it. I think it's great. And when we bridge that gap, that's why you become a 5-star recruit. Those are the things I want you to think about. And I could show you millions and millions of pictures, I feel like, of 1 year to the next. But ready? What's your picture going to look like? What's your 1 year to the next? You know how I hoard all these pictures and they randomly show up all the time in different keynotes. Who's going to be the story here where I say, Carlos Pelayo. Here's a picture of Carlos. Everyone's going, oh, look at Carlos. That was his first. Look at him. Look how young he looks. We always do that. Ever see those pictures of Andrew Evans when he was a rep? That's a selfie. That doesn't look like Andrew now, but it looked like Andrew then when he started with us in high school. That was Andrew that I knew. And then 1 year later, 2 years later, and then you show the Spartan picture at the end. I mean, That's a really cool story. Think about who and where you could be. Next level, just quickly here, if we go around, what is your recommendation? What are your thoughts? Give the first year some tips. How do you train at a high level? How do you get the most out of this? How do you accelerate? How do you move your matrix? And I know we covered this with Andrew's talk at COC, but it's worth reminding before we get into the meeting today. So next level, thoughts on how to train at a high level.
So just constantly be asking yourself what you're doing is the best version of yourself.
Yeah. Always ask, is this best version of myself? Nope. Is what I'm about to eat best version of myself? Is what I'm about to do at 2 in the morning best version of myself? Is this decision to say no here the best version of myself? Is how I'm dressed the best version of myself? Is how I'm acting and so forth. Go ahead, Maggie.
Debriefing your notes every day.
Yeah, so debrief. Always looking back to get better. Go ahead, Rhiannon.
If you don't know what you want to do as of right now, just train to be a great branch. And regardless of what you end up doing, you're going to be better because of it. You're going to be a better assistant manager. You're going to earn a better assistant manager spot or a dom spot because you train hardcore for branch.
Yeah. Train to be the best. That way, everything else falls into place. Antoine.
Work hard, follow the program.
Yeah, work hard, follow the program. Sound familiar? Follow the manual?
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing. Remember all those people in your training who didn't role play when you were supposed to? It's kind of the same thing here. I think that the quote says it all, doesn't it? The quote says it all. The people who are most successful next year aren't the ones who had the best attitude on May 1st. They're not the ones who worked the hardest starting May 1st. They're the ones who started working really hard when?
No.
Yeah, right now. Yesterday, last week, since you got to school. Who's had an order since school started? I would say they're already putting themselves up. Who's already run parts of an interview? Who's already done a pre-screen for a score? Most of you. Who's already been in an office and done something that wasn't selling related but management related and been around and seen it? That's it. And we've done this. You don't have to know. Rand's gonna take a picture for you guys. But the business that we know it to be is really simple. And Rhiannon's gonna put this onto the TLA page. Don't let it all confuse you. If you just get these 5 things down, but it's not that easy. It takes time. That's why to really see the branch experience, it's not a 1 summer deal. It's at least doing it twice. Let's do it 1 summer and then grow it the next. If you want to get really basic and focused, this is what Luke recommended at our first meeting today. Just these 2. Can you learn how to get really good people on your team, a lot of them, and train them well? Then you can run a great office. We were actually discussing one of the top, the number 5, number 4, number 6, one of the top branches in the whole company. This young lady was reaching out to Andrew, and Andrew said, honestly, she really doesn't know what she's doing. But she knows how to do the 1 or 2 really important things really well. And by the way, she knows how to get the right people on the team, and that young lady ran a great training center. She by the way, sold a lot of Cutco. That's Caitlin Helmsley in Athens, Georgia, and she is number 5 in the whole company as a branch manager, not knowing what she's doing. That's pretty cool. And it's going to look like this in training. Your training always looks like this. It's a hot mess. It's not supposed to be perfect. So please don't equate how well you're doing with TLA and your progress with your first prep, your first week. It takes time. It takes time. Eventually, you get it here. And I'll wrap up with a few things. Make a statement. You'll see me put that onto the post a lot more. Make a statement. When was I putting make a statement up a ton? During what time? After during TLA. When else? When swords were breaking. When else? Push it. Yeah, specifically during SC2 push. I said, hey, Kate, nice job. Keep making the statement for your TLA. Earn a spot. Earn a spot. Now that you're here, move your spot. Summer was earn a spot. Fall is move your spot. Now that you're here. And I treat it like med school. I treat TLA like med school. I don't know if you know this because I've experienced this, and of course I'm marrying a doctor. I come from a family of doctors. It is hard, percentage-wise, to get into med school. They want it to be really hard for you to get past the gates, to get accepted, to say, Rhiannon Smith, you are going to join University of Miami Med School, or FIU Med School, it's a local one. Nova, Southeastern, is where Heidi went to med school. You are going to be accepted into our class of 2017 medical students. They make it hard, but once you're in, graduation rate is 99%. 95+%. What does that mean? Well, they want it really hard for you to get in. When you get in, you are graduating. You're going to be a doctor, damn it. If we have anything to do with it, once you worked hard to get in, we will make sure you're a doctor. And that's the same thing with TLA. We want it hard as hell to get into this program. And now that you're here, no matter how bad you become and no matter how much you might mess up, how stressful things, no one's quitting. Quitting is not an option. Changing the plan is an option. Making new agreements is an option. But quitting is just not an option. So make statements. Make a statement with the matrix. What are some ways? Startup. Later on after the break, I'm going to recognize all the top people. By September 24th, over $1,000 is on a solid pace to earning one of the top spots. And we already have 45 to 50 people out of 100. More than half, almost half the class is already 1,000 plus. And then we have another 15 to 20 that are between 300 and 500. And some of you are below 300. That's okay too, but that's not the only way you can move your matrix score. For some people, it's selling. And there's two types of selling. Who remembers from COC? There are two types of selling. You can have, go ahead, Leonardo. There's consistency selling where you don't have to, and believe it or not, I would actually be okay if you didn't sell $1,000 for the week. I know it's blasphemy for doing the gerb. I know. And it's not doing the job. But during the school year, $750 gets you on the newsletter. If you just did that little amount every week, we would be okay with it. That's consistency selling. Then there was what's the other type of selling? Remembers? Agreement selling. Agreement selling is, Jeff, you know, I'm not going to commit to being able to consistently put up numbers, but these are the weeks where I'm going to bring it. These are the pushes where I will step up. You will see a surge in CPO. To me, I don't care which one you do. Just make sure you get it. And you have pushes. You guys should know this. It's already in your notes, and Ree will put the pictures up. Across this, these are the wrong dates, but you have it in your calendar. You guys already know that. You have the SLC push. That's the first one coming up. There's the Oleum push. And, ready? Birdie, little Birdie told me that there might be a Jeff Gamboa only contest for SOC that might involve doing something. If you guys finish off, might involve going to a sports game, sports. Not quite Super Bowl. Actually, funny, you know, talk about cut opportunity. The #1 prize for recruiting at our recruiting contest is that we win 2 tickets and all airfare and accommodations for the Super Bowl. So we can win that, believe it or not. Yeah. So David, let's go. Let's go. So, and then the third push, of course, is the January push, which is the tropical trip push. We don't know the destination yet, but every year when you get back to winter break, there's a chance for you to go crazy, recruit people, and sell to earn the tropical trip. And we already have some people. Want to do some recognition, those of you that are going to Jamaica real quick. It's exciting. And we'll have another opportunity for you to join. And wrapping up, remember a couple things. And someone who I model a lot of my business after, Matthew Kelly. He's a great business mind, great business bestseller. He's also a great Catholic leader. So since I'm Catholic, and he's just a big influence on my career. And I'm Cutco, by the way. And I'm going to give you a quick concept to write down and just to ponder for a second. See, life is hard. When you start at A, B represents finishing and getting that grade at the end of the semester. B represents earning a spot in management. B represents the weight you want to hit, or the swimsuit you want to fit into, or what you want it to look like when you look in the mirror before the beach. B represents the money and dollar signs in the bank account, or in the startup in the savings, right? It's the end goal. We do all these things that are hard, and some of them take forever. Some of them are really easy for some of us. You get all these things, okay? And when you get there, you hit your goals. Visually, you can see this, right? But watch. This time in between, as Matthew Kelly says, is crazy time. Meaning, it's not supposed to be easy. I don't know anyone's, I don't care how good you think you are, I don't know anyone's AB that looks like this. I don't know my AB looks like this, and I'm considered one of the best in the company. My face is on the damn wall of the company. And then apparently that's how you've arrived, I guess, that Hall of Fame picture. That means I'm considered one of the greats of the company. I'm speaking next month at the national conference because I'm one of the greatest in the company. But mine is messier than this. You guys see that? So if you know there's going to be a crazy time, what's the best way to prepare for that if you can only control 2 things? What can you control? Attitude and Effort. So what's a smart business person, because I want you all to be smart business people when we're done with you. What's a smart business person prepare themselves for, and how do they manage themselves when it comes to from now until, let's say now until the end of the semester with TLA? Next level. What's a smart business person going to remember, do, and think about? If you know this is going to happen, it has to happen.
Situational leadership.
Yeah, we'll teach that later on, but meaning what in a nutshell?
Being able to manage yourself emotionally and mentally, just knowing what's coming, handling adversity in the right way.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach a lesson. I'll send it out on video, not for this prep. But psychologically, you're supposed to want to quit in the next 2 to 8 weeks, or have doubts of being here. And if not, you're either not working hard enough, or you're just not doing anything. What else? Next level. If you're gonna be a smart business person, or first years, go ahead.
I was gonna say be calm and collected.
Yeah, calm, cool, collected. Make what should be buttoned up to make sure you get through crazy time the right way. Say it again. Attitude and effort. What else?
Circle of influence.
Circle of influence. Who you're talking to. Your planning, your fitness, your morning routine. So just remember this. And then here's the beauty and craziness and what you hate about life. Once you get to B, again, there's something else. Then you do it again. You do it again. Oh, but Jeff, I don't want anything else. Then you're dead. You're 6 feet under. And because life's not moving. So you should always be seeking that. Any light bulbs? Yes. What are the light bulbs from first years? What are the light bulbs on that one? This is really important. We're going to go to break.
You don't have control of what's happening in your life, but you have control of how you're going to handle it. So that's the most important.
Yeah, that's what TLA is. How to think. What else? First year. Whoa. Who is that? Okay. Other first years or next level. What are you taking from this? This is really important. Go ahead, virtually. I'll let you go.
So something that I think and also how to train this fall is just, if you know, you're gonna mess up sometimes. Like let's say you're supposed to be working out every day and you mess up this like 3 days. The point is you need to not be like, oh, this isn't for me, I can do this, obviously outside. You have to get back on it. So, you know, you're gonna mess up a lot this fall, and the important thing is to get back right away.
Yeah, there's Dalila spoken. By the way, when Dalila first went to TLA at Florida State University, from my understanding, she was overwhelmed. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, first semester, she wanted to quit. That's a cool Michael Brahma story. Dalila Kolar, who, by the way, just ran a successful branch, is going to Germany. Wanted to quit her first month on the job at TLA. But that's not an option here. Part of it. Thank you for sharing that, Dalila. And I see you on the TV. I see Eric Palacio on the TV. What's that? Is that doing the job on TV? That's Rachel. Who else is that? That big bearded man in the back? Sean. Okay. You guys remember this? So make a decision now. Make your decision now to work hard. Don't follow feeling.
Will you scoot them over?
Yeah, we'll scoot them over.
Scoot. Tally scoot.
That's awesome. Okay. And I'll end with this. We'll go to break, and I want to show you a video after this. Ready? Don't let anyone out prepare you. It's okay to not execute. It's not okay to be out prepared. Don't let anyone out prepare you. I'm okay with, I went for it, I fell flat on my face because I didn't pull it off. I'd rather you shoot the ball and it went to the other court. That's bad. I'd rather you jump into the water and everyone else has done 2 laps and you're still, that's me, I'm a terrible swimmer. I can scuba dive, but I can't swim. Right? I'd rather you do that than you're not prepared. That's how you get through TLA. Also, give up who you are for who you can become. Because, ready, the person that I accepted for TLA, I don't want to work with you. I want to work with the new you. I want to work with the better you. I want to work with the you that is better, improved, the best version of you. You will feel incapable all the time. You will want to quit all the time. I'll say that again. You will feel incapable all the time. And if you don't, you're still hanging out with middle schoolers. Meaning, you go to high school, and you play sports and everyone's better and as good or better than you, and you say, no, I'm just going to go back to middle school and play there because I'm better than everyone there. That's not growing. Here, you'll feel incapable because you're in the right crowd. You always want to be the dumbest person in the room. Think about that for a second. You want to be the dumbest person in the room. Why? Lots of room to grow and be influenced. You want to be in that. You don't want to be in the room where you're running the show and everything's easy and you're the number one all the time. And if you are, stay there, lead, and find other circles where you're the dumbest person, the least successful in the room. There are rooms I go into where they don't give a, I am nothing. I'm Hall of Fame division manager, cut with one meeting, and there are meetings I go to where they're like, oh, what do you do again, Jeff? Oh, cool.
Cut code. Right? I'm a division manager.
Nothing. You'll tell me you want to quit all the time. I'll let you say it. You'll get 30 seconds, but you're not quitting. No one's quitting. Once you get in, you're gonna make it through. It's gonna be ugly for some of you, but we'll get you through. And ready? Whatever you're most insecure about right now, work on that. That will give you confidence. If your money situation is giving you most insecurity, pour a lot of energy into that. That will give you more confidence. If your skill level, if your organization, about half of you are overwhelmed, and you should be. Why? Because it's the beginning of the semester. It's supposed to be overwhelming. I would be really sad if you said, "I've been a piece of cake." I just had a conversation with Andrew. He's overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I've never had a TLA this freaking big. It is overwhelming. But I wouldn't have it any other way, because if it's easy, what? I believe the same thing too. I don't just say, hey, you say it, but I'm not doing that. Do as daddy says, not as daddy does. That's not how it works. If it's easy, I don't want it either. And confidence is found through action. Confidence is found through action. So doing things versus watching and seeing. It is better just to do and not be as good. What do we say from How to Be CEO Next Level? Better to be in what group?
Shouldn't.
Communication is always key. We are the division that communicates. Damn it, we should have stock in WhatsApp. We should have stock in WhatsApp, for real. WhatsApp is such a great communication tool for us, but the goal is always communication. If you're feeling overwhelmed, ready? Smart business people say, okay, well, I'm not quitting. I already made a decision. My train's on the decision to be here. So I need to reach out to Luke before it gets worse. Not let me wait till it's worse. There's two different things. Hey, Luke, can I get some time? I really could use some support and help and get this going. Cool. Versus, Luke, can we talk? I got to talk to you. That's two different. I got to talk to Luke's. First one, Lauren, can I talk to you for a second? I just need some help. I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed, but I just need your circle. I need your guidance. And then there's, Lauren, yeah, can you have a second? I really need to talk to you. Yeah, we talk. It's like you're getting breaking up, right? And ready? We're going to let everyone else in the region talk about what they're going to do and think about it while we'll already be 2-3 steps doing stuff. That's for sure. That is for sure. And I put this, and I want to keep this FC because there's some tradition to this. The old Florida Caribbean Division has a model, a standard, a certain culture that has now gone into the Florida United, and I want to keep this where here, I don't care what team you're from. It doesn't matter what team you're from the U, and it's different. And I have a lot of respect and love for all my fellow division managers, but even at SC2, there's a difference from our team and other teams. It's not about comparing. We're not better than other people. I just want you to be proud of where you're from and how we do things here. That's all I'm saying. Be proud of how we do things here. How many of you felt proud at SC2? And you could say, yeah, I'm from the U, and it's different. And I heard someone say, yeah, they had that cheer. Jeez, hater. Right? Jeez. There's some pride there. And last thing I'll say, it's not supposed to be easy, but I promise you it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. So, you want to get that?
I didn't get it.
So, everything we're going to do, we're going to push you. We're going to stretch your capacity. We're going to make you do things that are uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, everyone, it's going to be worth it. So as I said before, text and text again. Our division is the hottest division in vector marketing right now. Be proud of that and take ownership. Let's prepare you to be 5-star recruits. Let's have lots of light bulb moments throughout the rest of the session today. You are now officially starting your cut through college journey, by the way, officially, which is pretty cool. And 2018 is going to be epic. We're going to run the show in vector marketing next year. But in 2019, the company's going to follow suit. We're going to have a TLA program that everyone models because of how bad to the bone, I was going to say that word, how bad to the bone all of you guys are. And I'm bad to the bone sounds so old, man. You guys are going to be bad to the bone. All of you. Okay? You'll all be bad to the bone. So I'll stop there for a second before we take a break. Takeaways before we roll. Takeaways.
Commitment. It's
Go
all
ahead.
about commitment.
It's all about commitment.
Regardless. It's gonna look like that, but don't be scared of it.
Yeah. Commit to the B that caused you to want to work hard through the push.
Give up the person you are now to the person you're going to be.
I agree. Yes. Good.
Doing now what others want so you can do it.
How many of you took that to heart? Said, yeah, yeah, my friends they're out right now, or they're at the beach, or they're sleeping. How many of you are proud? Yeah, I'm putting in work right now. Who works out? You ever had that feeling when you know other people didn't work out and you just worked out? Isn't that the great feeling? What'd you do? Oh, you worked. Tristan, you went to the gym. Damn, I gotta get to the gym. How do you feel? I just went. Again. Good. Marcel.
Don't let anyone help you.
Don't let anyone out prepared. It's okay to mess up execution. It's not okay to be out prepared.
You should feel capable.
And you will, my friend. All of you. I promise.
Constantly ask yourself what you're doing for the rest of your life.
All the time.
Surround yourself with people that you don't feel like you're the smartest with. That
Yeah, be the dumbest person in the room if you can. Outstanding. Good. We're not going to watch this at this specific prep. I'm going to send a video to you. Okay? We have watched this, I think, now 3 consecutive TLAs. In fact, if we have time, we'll do this. I just want to make sure we stay on time for Mr. Masakis specifically. This video might be the most influential video and what probably non-Cutco telling you this, that you should do Cutco through college. I want you to watch this video. It's not, we didn't pay her. You would think. You would think, oh, come on. You know Meg J. That church, you must go to church with her. You must have slipped her a couple G's just to say what she said, because it makes me want to be with Cutco through college and maybe for another 3 or 4 years after. Because what she talks about is before 30, most generations think about, oh, well, I'm still 30. 30 is the new 20. That's not really true. What happens is if you waste the years between 20 and 30, your life is a completely different direction than if you take advantage and capitalize on the next 10 years. Cool? Outstanding. So here's how, if you take a look at the agenda, if everyone could pull up your agenda real quick online, downloaded. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, but our breaks are going to be working breaks. Okay, and if you notice, it says 1:45. We're a little bit ahead of schedule. It says break 1:45 / skill set evolution, working break / seek the answers from NLG / anchor number 4, which is aggressive pursuit of growth. What I mean by that, during the break, when I hit the music, it's a chance for you to regain energy because I don't like to go more than an hour and a half, hour and 15 at a time. It's a chance for you to sit up, stand up. Get some water. I think there's some back there. Or just put your face under the faucet. That's fine. Okay, we have water in the room. Use the restroom. But your goal is to find a next level member. So actually, if you're a next level member in your respective hub, or if you are a next level member here, if you just raise your hand real quick. Okay, these are people who have either been an assistant manager, branch, district manager, and your job is to find a next level member. Take a look around so you see them. And during the next 15-minute breaks, we're going to do a 15-minute break. Your job is to find 2 to 4 next level members and ask the following questions. Take a look, and I have the questions for you. What are the biggest lessons / light bulbs from last year's TLA session? How would you do it if you could do it over again? How do you get the most out of TLA for the fall? And what's your overall biggest advice for TLA for the fall session? So next level members, I want you to be honest. Don't sugarcoat. Don't give the Bambi Disney answer. Tell them this is hard Abercrombie Fitch if you don't do blank. If you don't do this, you're going to be screwed and you're going to have a stressful semester that you don't need. Like be upfront, be real, and let them know. And we're going to take it is now 1:20. We're going to go to 1:35 exactly. Okay, any questions? And then if you're in a virtual hub, you just hold on tight. You can stretch around. If you're in clear